We're going to rename UFC Gym Huntington Beach UFC Gym Georgia because we had some of the best Georgian fighters in the world in yesterday. I got to hang out with Merab Divashvili and Giga Chikadze, and I got to watch them spar for 5 rounds, and it was fucking awesome. Let me make sure I got that last name right because he did correct me. UFC Gym Huntington Beach, and we got the champ in the house. Merab Divashvili is back.
You have to say my last name good. It's a Dvalishvili.
Dvalishvili.
Yes.
My bad, Merab. My bad. I fucked up his last name first thing. Divashvili. Did I fuck that up again? Divashvili. It's a little, come on, man. Grew up in Illinois. Okay, we don't have a lot of Divashvilis around. All right? You can't fuck up Finch. Haven't heard it yet. I've gone through the Chick-fil-A drive-thru and they say for fish. I'm like, bitch, do I have a lisp? It's Finch. I got to see Giga Chikadze and Merab spar. It was pretty awesome. I'll tell you what, Giga looks good. Giga's on fire. I'll leak it right now because I saw it already out there, so I guess it's not a leak. Giga Chikadze's next fight is going to be against David Onama, and I do think Giga is looking tremendous in the gym. That's pretty much all I'll say. You got to be a gentleman and not talk about sparring. Merab's the world champ. We all know he has relentless pace, cardio. I saw him spar a lot of rounds. Giga brought 2 of his other fighters in, and they put a lot of rounds in. Merab doesn't get tired, I'll tell you that much. But very, very cool sparring rounds over at UFC Gym. And, just cool to see the champ come by. So if you got questions about Merab, just shoot. I did forget to ask him about Ilia Topuria, his fellow Georgian, because I always think of Ilia as Spanish, but he's Georgian as well. Going up to 155. But I asked him about the Henry Cejudo fight. I asked him about other stuff. That is over on my channel. Just go check my shorts. All right? And not the ones on my legs. I'm talking about on my channel. If you guys want to check that out, go do it. I'm bringing my 5 most confident picks for UFC Fight Night. Manel Kape versus Asu Almabayev. And we've been on fire over in the premium channel. 3 locks in a row. 3 weeks. 3 parlays in a row. So the lock of the week and the parlay of the week hit. Let's fucking do it again. The link to the bets is over in the description of this video. And of course, if you want in on the premium channel, if you want to see my favorite bets, go over to my Instagram. You could DM the show at Mike Finch Show on Instagram. My guy T will get you in. You guys ready for the 5 most confident? Here they are. I'm going with Chepe Mariscal. Chepe Mariscal used to work for me at UFC Gym River North. He was one of the coaches. I had him teaching classes. I had him teaching one-on-ones, and Chepe has gone nothing but up from there, man. He went from teaching in a basement gym to being on UFC cards and whooping ass, beating down Damon Jackson. I think he's beaten down, even though Ricardo Ramos is at Fighting Nerds. That's a good thing. Beating down Ricardo Ramos here. Give me Chepe. Then I'm going William Gomis. I think the Frenchman gets it done. Yes, he's boring, but I think the freshman gets it done. I'm going with Mario Pinto. I know it's his UFC debut, but it's against Austen Lane, and I believe that Pinto's takedown defense and get-ups are good enough to use that striking. Esteban Ribovics. I think he beats Nasrat Haqparast in a good fight. I think he's more athletic, more dangerous. And then Manel Kape over Asu Almabayev. I'll give it to you here in the main event. I'm a believer now. I think Manel Kape is going to be able to defend most of these takedowns, because we've seen Asu Almabayev have issues getting folks to the ground, and he's a great striker. So, all right, one more time for the people in the back. I'm going Chepe Mariscal. I'm going William Gomis. I'm going with Mario Pinto. I'm going Esteban Ribovics, and I'm going with Manel Kape. And those are my 5 most confident picks. Let's break them down one by one. I'm starting with Chepe. Chepe's strong as fuck. Look at the way he bullies people. And Ricardo Ramos is the type to make mistakes. Chepe Mariscal's takedowns are on point. His pressure's on point, and he's breaking people. And the submission risk is really what's there with Ramos. I mean, can Ramos catch him with something huge? Maybe. But I like Chepe here. Now, the problem is Chepe's like 5-1 now. Earlier on, he was a little bit better odds. It's just swelling and swelling. So at this point, it's kind of tough to bet that money line straight. But Chepe Mariscal should be able to beat down a Ricardo Ramos, who's good and has some game. But, you know, my buddy, my guy from Illinois, the human backpack himself, Manny Vasquez, was able to strangle Ricardo Ramos back in there. That's how I first found out about him. Been watching his career since, and he just makes mistakes. His fight IQ is not tremendous. I think Chepe could bully him here. Give me Chepe Mariscal. William Gomis is boring, has low output, did not look good in France. In France, I was not a fan of the performance. However, he's fighting Hyder Amil. Hyder Amil thrives in a firefight, and I don't think he's going to get that with William Gomis. William Gomis is 6 feet tall. He should be able to keep him at range. Hyder Amil's wrestling's not good enough for me to think he's enough of a threat here. I think you got to lock William Gomis. Then I'm going Mario Pinto in his UFC debut. Not only do I not like folks in their UFC debut, I especially don't like heavyweights in their UFC debut. However, I do think that Austen Lane is going to be a little overrated here after the win over Robelis de Spain. Robelis de Spain is a turtle on his back. He's got a lot of problems when you take him down. He doesn't get up well. This Pinto guy gets up well. I've seen him taken down. He pops back up on his feet. His striking's real good. It's definitely better than Austen Lane's. Any heavyweight could sleep any heavyweight. Don't get me wrong. But I do think Pinto puts him away, finds a way to get this thing done. And even if he doesn't, I think he does more damage. Takedown defense is enough to win the first couple rounds here. So, you know, guys gassed in their UFC debut. It is a heavyweight debut. Make no mistake, it's not the most confident of the 5 most confident. But picking my top 5 on this card, I threw this one in there, man. It's because I believe in Pinto and I don't believe in Austen Lane. I think Austen Lane's wrestling is like, it's like football tackles and shit. And he's a football player. And Pinto's a talented striker. I'm going to go with Esteban Ribovics over Nasrat Haqparast. He's more talented. He's more explosive. He's more likely to get this thing over with. Nasrat has gone on a 4-fight streak. Nasrat has beaten some okay guys. But I think, you know, Daniel Zellhuber dub. I think that overall, Esteban is more impressive, does the damage. And if this fight finishes maybe in the 3rd round, I could see Esteban getting him out of there. Esteban, yeah, pretty bright future. I don't think Nasrat's grappling is good enough to make it too dynamic. And then on the feet, you got to think Esteban is, you know, is going to land something big. So Esteban Ribovics. Then give me Manel Kape in the main event. I like Bruno Silva. I don't underestimate Bruno Silva at all, and I was impressed by the way Manel Kape looked against Bruno Silva. So it made me think, okay, maybe because he had the broken toes early on against Marquez, I can get him a pass. And, you know, Marquez had trouble with him for sure. He wasn't like just easy to put down. And I think in a 5-rounder, he's so experienced that he'll take to it well with a wrestler, you know. And we've seen Almabayev struggle getting takedowns in the UFC already, missing takedown after takedown. Here's a guy who's not going to be that easy to take down. Is going to be a real threat on the feet. I think Manel Kape, you know, if somebody's going to finish this fight, it's probably Manel Kape landing something big, maybe with his legs. And Asu Almabayev is going to have trouble controlling him on the ground, I believe. So give me Manel Kape here. I think Manel Kape can get this thing done, whether it's a decision or a finish. All right. Those are my 5 most confident picks for UFC Fight Night going down this Saturday. We got to see Henry Cejudo, Triple C, against Song Yadong over the weekend. And Henry was doing all right. I think he lost the 1st round. I think he probably stole that 2nd. Towards the end of that 2nd, he started whooping Song Yadong's ass. He was bombing on him with the hands. That was after smashing some of those calf kicks in there. No, they weren't 13 for 13 on calf kicks, you fucks. Who is keeping score there? Oh my God. I clearly saw Song check a couple of those. He turned his shin out, checked a couple. Come on, man. I'm sure Henry checked one. Come on. What are we doing over here? Who is texting me right now? Jesus. You know, Henry Cejudo didn't look bad. He was starting to fade at 38 years old. Henry Cejudo in a 5-round fight's not the move. It's probably better to put Henry Cejudo in with a Jose Aldo. Henry Cejudo in with a Dominic Cruz. I know that ship has sailed. Goodbye, Dominic. That's too bad. That's too bad. But we already saw that one. Jose Aldo versus Henry Cejudo. That's the move. Dana already said he doesn't want to make the rematch between Song and Henry. All right, move Song on up. Move Henry on over. Let's get a nice co-main event with Jose and Henry. Just make it 3 rounds so they could go at it. That's a fun one, man. Come on. Who's not going to like that shit? That's cool. That's a fun fight. What do they probably do? They'll probably give him some young fucking prospect. I didn't think Henry looked too bad. I want to see him chain wrestle, right? So when I get the chance to talk to Henry, I'll find a way to slip it in there. Hey, maybe I'll tell Captain Eric, his coach. I'll slip it in some different way. Hey, they got to see it. I mean, Henry he'd shoot that single or something, double, come up on that body lock, right? Shoot, come up on that under over, hit the inside trip. What he's doing now is like shooting and then immediately abandoning it. Boom, throwing some shots. Henry, you got to chain wrestle, brother. And he's an Olympian. He doesn't need to hear it from me. I know he's an Olympic gold medalist wrestler. But I'm seeing what I'm seeing. You know? Look at Khamzat Chimaev fight. He shoots a double. He fucking comes up on the back. Boom. Right? Henry like shoots, immediately abandons it. So clearly he needs to get to the chain wrestling. And Henry Cejudo needs to get a hold of your body to be able to drag you onto the ground. Him and Jose is so fun because Jose's takedown defense is tremendous too. Yeah. Rooting for Henry, 38-year-old bantamweight. Not ideal. But Jose's no spring chicken either. It just makes sense, you know? Co-main event. Pretty solid performance there. Although Fluffy gave up some positions, hits the all-time takedown record for middleweight. That's pretty impressive. I remember Chael Sonnen getting a few takedowns, you know? So that's pretty good. Yeah. Good wrestler. Real good jiu-jitsu. Again, did give up some positions, though. Like, you can't be getting your back taken like that. You can't be losing positions like that. They were sweeping each other back and forth a little bit. It looked a little less high level than I anticipated, you know? So that's, I don't mean to criticize because they are very high level. Like, you know, in general, Fluffy's grappling is some of the best the division's ever seen. So my opinion of their grappling is super high. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that against each other, I was like, oh shit, he's got his back. This is huge. And then he would lose it, you know? So I think, you know, employ the, like Tatsuro Taira, he does that power half. I'm going to start boring you guys getting into technique, but he cranks that power half with the far side hook. You know, hey guys, you could use some of that shit. Overall, a solid performance by Fluffy. I think he moves up. I think he challenges anybody towards the bottom of that top 10's probably in trouble. Anybody in the top of that top 10, Khamzat, Dricus du Plessis. That's probably an issue for him, you know? I think Rob Whittaker should fight Sean Strickland. Those should tie those two up. But, you know, Fluffy's good. Fluffy's definitely good. And he deserves to be in the top 10 now. So congrats to him. You know, Marvin Vittori's fighting soon. Maybe he gets winner of that, you know? So interesting performance there. Rob Font called it. Who tuned in to the full card predictions? Who jumped in to the premium channel and saw that I gave it out? Rob Font gets the fucking dub. Good for Rob Font, man. Dog money. Dog money, and I gave it out in the premium channel because I figured it would be a close decision, and I figured Rob Font would be able to do more damage. And you know, this Gene Matsumoto kid, just a little overrated coming in. I mean, he's the favorite, and he's taking this thing on short notice. Nah, man. Close fight, though. So, got to admit that. Very, very close fight. Ended up getting the over on the Fluffy and Brendan Allen fight. That was nice. And, you know, overall a fun card. Some crazy finishes. You know, we had Ruziboyev getting a fucking beautiful finish. I'll go back into it. I took Song Yadong. Thank goodness Henry didn't just sit there. It'd have been a no contest. Sorry, Henry. It should have probably been a no contest. And Gene Silva, lock. That was minus 167, but that was a confident parlay landed. I told you I took Fluffy Brendan Allen over. Ruziboyev, beautiful finish over Mechanico. Rob Font was that plus 155 line. Ian Kutalaba getting it done. That's one regret I have. I should have went Ian Kutalaba submission. I didn't pick a side on that fight, but Ian Kutalaba submission, you know, you could see that. And yeah, Ian Kutalaba out wrestling and really exposing the grappling of Ibo Aslan. Not too good on the ground, Ibo Aslan. Not good at all. On the free channel, I gave you guys Gene Silva and then Daniel Dubois, but Gene Silva landed for y'all, but Daniel Dubois got sick. On the boxing card, I did personally bet the over on the main event, Better Biev and Bivol. Easy money, folks. All right. Let's go. Yo, Pepino. I'll start at the top. Hello, Finch. Love you, brother. Love you too, Paku. Thank you for coming through. Merab is funny. Merab is funny as fuck. Such a humble, nice dude. He's the same exact dude I met 2 years ago at the gym. You know what I mean by that? Like, his head didn't get any bigger. He's got a big ass skull, but his head didn't get any bigger. He's not too big for his britches. He does an interview with me. You know, just a cool dude, man. Shout out to Merab. And I got an interview with Giga Chikadze that will be dropping ASAP. Johnson a lock? No. I'll give out my full card predictions Wednesday or Thursday. Your 5 picks wait. I gave you my 5 picks, dog. I gave them to you. Let's hear them. Gave them to you. Chepe lock. Chepe's a problem, man. Chepe puts a pace on people. He's so strong, man. I think Ricardo Ramos is going to get bullied in that fight. So with Ricardo, it's like, you know, they say puncher's chance on the feet. It's like submission chance, right? It's like he's going to throw something up, but I don't think he's getting it. Does Kape knock him out or decision most likely? I think it probably goes long, you know, but Kape's going to try to knock him out. I just feel like he's a vet. He's going to be thinking, okay, this could go 5. Asul Almabayev doesn't strike me as a guy who's going to gas out or do something stupid. Maybe he runs into a knee or a kick or something, but I think most likely it goes long. Did Merab do MMA rounds? Yep, full MMA rounds. Did he look like he could do 50 more rounds? Yes, he did. What does that extreme cardio look like in a gym? Paku, very impressive. I mean, he would do a round with Giga. Giga would sit. Merab would do another round. Not like Giga didn't, you know, they were all doing lots of rounds. And Giga's in shape too. But yeah, Merab's cardio, he sparred lots of rounds. He did probably 5 rounds with Giga and then another 5 rounds with the other guys. So 10 full rounds of sparring. 5-minute timer on, you know, yeah, some decent rounds too. Like you could see the respect in the earlier rounds, and then when it got to like round 4 or whatever with Giga, it was awesome. Yeah, Henry was getting killed by youth. Yeah, he's 38, dude. It's a 38-year-old bantamweight. 38-year-old bantamweights ain't getting titles. So match him up with something that's fun, that's interesting, man. You know? Do the Mighty Mouse trilogy. Sign Mighty Mouse back. You know? Give me something fun. Because I think what they want to do is build younger talent with the big name of Henry. But it's not as fun, you know? What's more fun, Song Yadong versus Henry or Jose Aldo? Like, that's the Jose Aldo fight's fun. That's what I want to see. Ryan Hong wants to know how to access the premium Telegram. Thank you for jumping in, brother. Just DM, direct message at Mike Finch Show on Instagram. My guy T's also got a phone number I could drop. Probably just put it in the description for y'all. Let me see. Which one was he using? Because I don't want to give out the wrong. I don't want to give out a I don't want to give out a number he ain't trying to give out. You know what I mean? Let me see here. Scrolling up to see if he dropped it. Yeah, he says DM at Mike Finn Show on Instagram. That's usually how he handles it. Yeah, I don't see the phone number up here, so I don't just want to give you his phone number. But DM at Mike Finn Show on Instagram. My guy T will get you in. I'm dropping my lock, my Jesus premium plays, my parlay of the week. Locks on fire, 3 in a row, week after week after week. Parlay of the week, 3 in a row, week after week after week. When you're playing beer pong, 3 in a row is balls back. They call it being on fire. So it's on fire right now, Ryan. Jump in. Jump into the fire. At the frying pan into the fryer. Hindsight 2020 happens every card. What you talking about, dog? What you talking about, Willis? Made a good amount on Ian Kutalaba sub. Bet it all away during the card. Had a blast. Kept making some, but just laid too heavy on 1 or 2. Yo, Ian Kutalaba sub's a sick call, especially since he hasn't had a sub, right? That's his first one. Yeah. He was bound to out wrestle Ian, or Jesus. He was bound to out wrestle Ebo. No. Ebo's grappling looked bad, man. Him getting caught in that head and arm choke, that was not the best head and arm choke setup. He just threw it on there. So big mistakes from Mr. Aslan, who's he's not here to win, remember? He's here to knock people out. Do we get the B-Vol versus better BF trilogy now? Of course. Absolutely. Are we getting full card predictions every card now? Every single card, I'll be dropping full card predictions. All right? Wednesday or Thursday? I don't know. Wednesday. I'll get it to you guys Wednesday. Finch, what's the best martial art to start with? That depends on your goal, Lewis. If you're only going to train martial arts for a few weeks, I would just say jiu-jitsu. So you have it down. But if you're going to eventually branch out, if you're starting with it and going to branch out, wrestling, even like some karate movements, basic boxing, right? But wrestling's going to teach you a lot. And then from the wrestling, branching out into jiu-jitsu and kickboxing and all of it, So Muay Thai, but wrestling is a phenomenal base. Really depends. Best martial art to start with is honestly MMA. Straight up, just go MMA. Get to your local UFC gym. Come on. You think Gene Silva is a future champ? Future champ's a lot, but Gene Silva's a fucking problem. Hands are explosive. Kape is a lock. I think Kape is kind of a lock, man. Asu Almabayev has good wrestling. That's the problem. Like, we saw Muhammad Makayev edge him out with the wrestling. So that's the threat. Pinto KO's Lane early, in my opinion. I could see it, man. I could see Pinto knocking Lane out. Henry should have never taken the layoff. I know, bro. I know. He started a family, man. He fell in love. He's got a beautiful Brazilian wife. Had a little baby daughter he named America. He did it. He did the thing. He became Triple C. Olympic champ, flyweight champ, bantamweight champ. It's fucking badass. Just was burnt out, left in his prime. We got to miss out on those key. We missed out on those key years. So the eye poke was super nasty. That probably should have just been a no contest. Do I agree with the split decision? How am I ever going to agree with the split decision? I thought Font had it 29-28, but I was also watching it, had bet on Font and gave him out as a fucking premium play. So I was like, come on, dog money, Font. Come on, son. Wrestling, then Muay Thai. Yeah, why not? Need the money line discount at UFC gym? Absolutely. Absolutely. Go to UFC Gym. Tell them Mike Finch sent you. Tell them to take care of you. All right. No enrollment fee. They'll do like, it's like a penny down or something right now for your first month. Month to month. Serious. You literally get a fucking free membership for a month at UFC Gym. Tell them Mike Finch sent you and show them this clip. All right. I'm at UFC Gym Huntington Beach. UFC Gym 3 p.m. class, Finch. We don't have a 3 p.m. class, AJ, but if we did, you would absolutely be invited, of course. Of course. I've retired from betting on the UFC. I enjoy watching it. You know, that's fine. That's fine. All right. Good to see you, motherfuckers. I got my 5 most confident picks dropped right there. We're talking main event. I'm going Kape. We're talking Esteban Ribovics. We're talking Mario Pinto. We're talking about William Gomis and Chepe Mariscal. If you guys want my lock, my parlay, my 3 premium plays, go check it out over on the premium channel. I'll be dropping them starting tonight. All right. Until next time, everybody, it's peace and love. Make sure to go check out my Merab interview over on my channel, and I'm dropping the Giga interview. And I'll see y'all later in the week for the full card predictions. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button to show your boy some love. Until next time.